G'day, welcome to iCULTIVATE. My name's Steve, and today we're going to be looking at a simple tip for planting out plants into very large pots. So often we purchase pots to use either indoors or out, and to put plants into them that don't really have roots that are going to drive all the way down to the bottom. So therefore we have to ask ourselves whether or not we really need to have potting mix in them all the way to the bottom, because that extra potting mix in fact costs extra money. So in order to save some money, what we're going to look at right now is how can we actually set these sorts of pots up with beautiful plants in them but not use potting mix all the way through. In this particular example, you can see I've put old pots down in the bottom to take up space that otherwise would be taken up by potting mix. And in these tubs, you can see I've planted some geraniums, just freshly, only earlier today. But geraniums are an example of a plant where the roots just simply do not need to go all the way down to the bottom. And I've seen these tubs commonly used with plants like annuals, and of course they only have typically a very shallow root system. So why fill all the way down with potting mix? So here I have a tub like the one we just saw, which I'm about to plant out with these geraniums. If we come in and have a closer look, you can see that what I've actually done is filled the bottom with old pots. Now I've seen this done in the past also with things like old soft drink or soda bottles, and those bottles then take up a lot of space in the bottom that doesn't then need to be filled with potting mix. So the first thing I'm going to do here is to place out some protective material around this pot, because when you are potting up plants, of course, it can be messy, and I don't want this area to be messed up with that material. So much easier to cover the area first. The second thing I'm going to do is fill up the spaces around those pots with some old stones that I have lying around from home. So these stones are filling up the spaces in between, which ultimately means potting mix, which is quite expensive, isn't going to be filling up that space instead. Now to add the potting mix. Now it's just a matter of actually clearing an area here in order to place our new plant. Fill in around it. Now I'll raise the level of the potting mix in here once I get them all in, but now it's just repeating that process for the others. Just top up the level of the potting mix around those plants now. So I'm just going to finish this job up by putting a layer of mulch over the top and then giving it a good water, including some seaweed emulsion. And so there we have it, some plants potted out in these tubs without filling all the way down to the bottom with potting mix. Now keep in mind there are many different ways you can do this, but I'm hoping that what I've done is stimulated some ideas in your own mind about how you could achieve the same thing. Things like soft drink bottles, even the styrofoam packing that you get from purchases like refrigerators and televisions and so on, that styrofoam can be used in the bottom of these pots. So if the plants that you're going to plant do not have deep root systems, don't think that you have to fill the entire pot with potting mix. Now I hope you've enjoyed this video. Can I ask you to please go down to the thumbs up and give us a thumbs up, subscribe to this channel, and go to our website iCULTIVATE.net and become a member of the community. Thanks for watching.